Hi everyone, this is Sasha from LongPlayVinyl, and today we will be talking about how to store your records. You know that they're precious and they're very specific things that you should or should not do when it comes to storing your vinyl records. First thing first to mention, you should keep your records away from direct sunlight and away from heat sources. When you have too much heat on your records, it will warp them and your vinyl records will basically either become wavy or they will change their shape and they will become unplayable. If you have your albums exposed in the direct sunlight with time, the color will simply burn out by the sun, and having that beautiful artwork is one of the reasons we appreciate vinyl records so much. So keep them away from the sun and keep them away from heat. When it comes to actually storing your records, if you just have a few of them, 3, 5, 10 vinyl records, you might be satisfied with a simple, nice looking box where they fit freely, and you just don't need anything more complicated than that. Now, if you have more records, you will need to invest in some kind of a furniture, a shelving unit, a storage solution that will help you store your records properly. In my case, I went with a very popular vinyl storage solution. This is a shelving unit from IKEA. You could find them under the name of Kallax or Expedit because they just changed the name not too long ago. This is one of the best looking shelving units for the price, in my opinion, and it fits records perfectly for the dimensions of the shelving unit. So most of your records are 12 inches by 12 inches, or actually 12.3 with the cover and everything. So you need to make sure that your shelves are about 13 inches tall because you don't want to cram it in there and not have any space for your fingers to pull out your records. Also, you have to make sure that it's about 12 inches deep or maybe a little bit deeper because you don't want your records hanging out from your shelves and falling down. And third important point is that the distance from one divider to another in your shelving unit should be between 10 to 13 inches, not more than that. The dividers in your storage unit are very important because they're acting as supports for your vinyl records. If you have too many vinyl records and not enough dividers, what ends up happening is that when they lean just like this, all of this weight is going to just a few of these vinyls and they will get destroyed from all that weight. They're not made to actually handle all this weight. When you're storing your vinyl, regardless if you have a piece of a furniture or a box or anything else really, it's really important to store them vertically as you see right here. In no circumstances should you just lay them down like this as a stack, one on top of another. The same problem happens here. There's too much weight on the records. They're not supposed to support any weight at all. So when you're storing your records vertically, properly in a furniture like this, it's also important to not have records stacked up too tight inside your unit, and also to not have it too loose. Make sure that you don't stack too many of them in, because what happens is that every time you pull out a record and there's just too many of them, you're not going to pull out just one, you'll pull out a few of them. At the same time, because they're so tight and close to each other, you will create ring wear on your sleeves. And I'm sure you've seen the ring right here, a visible ring on your record cover. What happens when you don't have enough records in here? Let's say you have like 2/3 of this full and 1/3 is empty. What will happen is that your records will fall, all of them will fall on one side, once again creating too much pressure for these vinyls at the end. Now, if you don't have enough records to fill up this whole case, that's fine. You could simply divide them and try to have half lean one way and another half the other way. Another point in storing your records, in this case I have an outer sleeve. You see this transparent plastic bag, and the opening of the bag actually goes up. The opening of your actual record cover is on the side and the dust gets in there and you pull the record out from there. So when you put it this way, there's less chance for dust coming on the side and into your sleeve, into your record. Now, another important thing is when you put the inner sleeve with the record inside your cover, you always have to make sure that your inner sleeve also has the opening on top and not on the side. A lot of people will take the record with that opening and they put it sideways into their cover because it's just more convenient to pull out the record. The record will fall out from the cover at some point. And if it hasn't happened to you, it's only because it will happen with time. That's issue number one. Issue number two, once again, you're gonna have dust coming in and ruining your record directly. Another thing I'd like to mention while we're on the subject of dust, a lot of people, when they buy these kind of shelving units, they will put something on the back side of it to protect the records, once again, from dust coming in. Some people prefer to buy shelves with either glass doors or some kind of drawers. Those are also great because they will protect your records from the dust. The same advice applies to your 7-inch records. Keep away from the heat. Try to keep them in covers. Try to keep them protected. Don't stack them vertically. Don't pile them in next to each other too tightly. In my case, I got this really awesome box for $5 from flea market, and the size is perfect for my 7-inch records. They fit in there perfectly with a little bit of extra space all around. And in a box like this, you could store a lot of 7-inch records. Usually 7-inch records come with a lot cheaper sleeves. They're made out of thin paper. They wear out faster. They rip faster. They get the actual colors get faded faster. So this is why one of my biggest suggestions is actually finding a closed box like this one for your 7-inch records. It is also a lot more convenient to flip through your 7 inches in a box like this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you have anything to add, any other suggestions, any questions, please do use the comment form below and I'll reply to you as soon as possible. If you like this kind of content and you want more content coming your way, then do subscribe to our channel and this will help us get more content to you faster.